All right, everybody, welcome aboard here to the Sports Talk Nation. Michael Cohen here with you for another edition of a football recap here. It is Week 16, and the Jets do it again to themselves. They win another football game as they now stand at 2-13. Rumors are flying around all over the place. What do they mean? Well, let's talk about it right now. What can I say? The Jets find a way to do it again. They win another football game, now 2 in a row. They beat the Browns 23-16 on Sunday afternoon. For at least one half of the game, there were moments for the offense. Jamison Crowder with the touchdown pass, 43-yard touchdown pass, as the Jets actually dig deep into their playbook for once and pull out a trick play. The touchdown pass to Braxton Berrios, and really you got to give. If you have to look at anything from this game, you take away if I could give any credit that is from this game, you have to give credit to the defense because they played a pretty solid job. Now, I understand the Cleveland Browns were hamstrung in this game because of COVID-19. They're missing a bunch of players in this game. Baker Mayfield didn't have his full complement of receivers. No Jarvis Landry obviously played a big role in this game. There's no question about that. But you still got to give the defense credit for what they did. They frustrated Mayfield throughout the course of the game on Sunday. They sacked him 4 times. He was under a lot of pressure. Strip sacked a couple of times, including a crucial strip sack in the fourth quarter that led to a Jets field goal. And then, of course, he had the fumble forward towards the end of the game. That was kind of a controversial play, as the Jets ended up winning the football game 23-16. So here are the Jets now 2-13 on the year, 1 game remaining on the season against New England next week, and there has been so much swirling around this team since even before this game took place on Sunday. One of the rumors that came out late Saturday was from Jason Lockenfora of CBS, who posted that if the Jets had lost this game against the Cleveland Browns, that Adam Gase would have been fired as early as Monday. If they had lost this game to Cleveland, obviously that wasn't the case. So now that the Jets have won that game, what does that now really mean? Does it mean that, the Jets will let Gase finish the season? Obviously, I think they probably will now. At least finish the season against the New England Patriots? Does it mean that it's week to week here with what the Jets are doing? Everything that the Jets have done with Gase, with this coaching staff, with the way that they're monitoring this team, has really been bizarre. It really has been. There was rumors going back as far as early in the season about Gase and his job security. Nothing really came of it. Some people thought that maybe he would have been fired at the bye week. That never happened. And here we are again, going into Week 16. A lot of rumors that if the Jets had lost the game, that he would have been fired. Well, it's not going to happen. So, chances are Adam Gase is going to get fired after Week 17, whether the Jets win the game against the Patriots or not. He's going to be gone. You have to sit there and think. But one thing that is going to happen here is that the Jets are not going to have the number 1 pick. You can now forget that. That is now done with. The Jets win, coupled with the loss by the Jacksonville Jaguars against the Chicago Bears on Sunday, assures that the Jaguars are going to be the number 1 pick in the 2021 draft. And for those Jet fans who are still holding out hope that somehow the Jaguars would win a game, the Jets would lose out, and the Jets would somehow find a way to get into the number 1 pick to get Trevor Lawrence, forget about it. The question's now going to be, and really these are now 2 questions now moving forward for this franchise, a whole bunch of questions, but the 2 biggest ones are, 1, who is going to coach this team if Adam Gase is indeed fired after Week 17? We have to assume that he's going to keep his job for at least that. Is there a chance that the Johnsons decide to keep Adam Gase? That's still out there. I know I mentioned that in the last couple of videos, and that's still out there, and you're starting to hear more fans saying, is this actually going to be possible? Is this possible that he could be back? That's now a question that has to be answered. And, of course, the other question is revolving around the quarterback position. Is it going to be Sam Darnold? Is it going to be Zach Wilson of BYU? Or is it going to be Justin Fields of Ohio State? And a lot of people have been debating that over the last week as people are starting to settle into the idea that Trevor Lawrence coming to the Jets just isn't going to happen. And now it's pretty much assured that it won't. So, and that to me is really the greater question. How do the Jets perceive Sam Darnold moving forward? If they're going to go out there and get another head coach, if Gase is indeed going to get fired at the end of the season, what does that coach think of Darnold? Can he work with him? Can he get him, turn his career around, much the way that has happened with Ryan Tannehill down in Tennessee? The Jets need a head coach, whether he's going to work with Sam Darnold or work with one of these guys that's coming out of school. He's got to be able to get the most out of that player, and also they got to surround that quarterback with a lot of good talent. It's really just frustrating for the Jet fan, because while yes, I understand there's some fans who like to see the team win games, it's just created this huge cloud of uncertainty that now just hovers over this franchise. We don't know what's going to happen one month to the next. And then you see some of the tweets that have been put out there earlier today. This one from Connor Hughes of The Athletic, who was quoting Terrell Basham, who was saying of Adam Gase, quote, "Coach Gase is a great coach and a great friend. I hope he's still around in 2021. Will players who play for him love to play for him?" Okay. And then there was this, of course, with Sam Darnold. That said of Gase, "He's our head coach right now. I love Adam. I love working for him. That's not my decision. I love playing for him, though." So the players right now are going out there defending their coach. Gase has said, he's said now twice over the last week, including tonight, that he has not spoken to Christopher Johnson or anybody for that matter regarding his future. So assume right now that he's safe at least for Week 17, and that chances are he's probably going to get the axe in after Week 17, whether the Jets win or not. The question I have is, are the Jets moving a little bit too slowly in this coaching search process? Are they? Because you see teams like Houston, you see teams like the Atlanta Falcons, even the Detroit Lions, have all fired head coaches earlier in the year. They all have a head start on the coaching search. A lot of people, a lot of rumors out there that somebody like an Eric Bieniemy could end up being the Texans coach. Of course, that's not, in cement, of course. So it's not in pen, because obviously the Chiefs are in the playoffs. Eric Bieniemy's still got to coach that team through the playoffs. Who knows? The way the Chiefs are going, they probably will end up back in the Super Bowl again. So I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but that's been one of the main rumors. And then you start to look around like some of the other candidates out there that have been mentioned. Arthur Smith, who is the Tennessee Titans offensive coordinator, is a guy that's going to get mentioned a lot. Is he going to be on the Jets' radar? We know that Bill Cowher probably isn't going to be on the Jet radar because, again, he came out shortly after all those rumors started a couple weeks ago about him possibly having interest to coach the Jets, and he said that he didn't want to coach again. So he's probably going to be out of it. Do the Jets go the college ranks? Are they looking at somebody like a Lincoln Riley out of Oklahoma? Are they looking at somebody like a Matt Campbell of Iowa State? These are names that we've been hearing about for a while. Some of these names we've heard about in the last Jets coaching search, and now we're going to hear about these names again. Or is it going to be somebody like a Brian Daboll, offensive coordinator of the Buffalo Bills? Would the Jets go that route? A guy who's been in the AFC East before, a guy who's coached on the Jets with Eric Mangini in 07 and 08, was part of the Patriots staff twice, including during the start of all the Spygate nonsense. Who was part of the staff then? Would he be a potential head coaching candidate if the Jets decided to fire Adam Gase when the season does come to an end of the week from now? That is going to be a big question. Who is going to coach this team? And again, the quarterback position, as I mentioned before. Darnold didn't play. Look, what I will say about Darnold is that there were moments where he played well on Sunday, and then there were moments where he did not play well. Second half of this game against Cleveland, he did not play well. And I'm watching this game, watching him play. I'm thinking to myself, okay, You got the lead, put together a drive, get a touchdown, and put this game away. If you are a franchise quarterback, you got to go out there and you're up 20-16. You've lost some momentum here. You want to see your quarterback go out there, put together a big drive, maybe get a touchdown. Didn't happen that way. Of course, the Jets defense, as I mentioned earlier in the video, played great football all day, and really was the reason why they won this game. The touchdown pass, he did have a couple of nice touchdown passes. A 30-yard touchdown pass to Crowder was very nice, had a nice touch on the ball. So there were moments where Darnold was good, and then there were moments where he just really wasn't. And that's why you're going to have this question now moving forward. Where is his place with this franchise moving forward? And do the Jets value a Zach Wilson or a Justin Fields highly enough that they would take either one of those two guys with the number 2 overall pick? Remember that Fields has struggled. He did struggle in that game against Northwestern in the Big Ten championship game for Ohio State. Ohio State does not have a great reputation for developing quarterbacks. The Jets want to go that route. Wilson, kind of small in stature, but he does have very good accuracy. I did read something earlier today that this is a guy who has a very good football acumen. So who knows if the Jets want to go that route. But these are now the questions, as I said, that surround this franchise. And I hate to bring this up again, but if the Jets find a way to win against the Patriots next week, and if Adam Gase is still a coach here next week, does that now come into the equation again? And do the Jets, dare I say, surprise everybody and keep him around beyond this? If they do that, I think every fan will absolutely have their head explode if Adam Gase does come back beyond Week 17 of this 2020 season, going into 2021. So that's where the Jets stand right now. A win, no more Trevor Lawrence talk. The talk now focuses on the coach, who's going to be the coach of this team, and what's the situation with the quarterback position moving forward. That now becomes crystal clear for Gang Green. The Giants did play today as well. They got smacked around by the Baltimore Ravens. I know the score was 27-13. I know the Giants put up some nice numbers late in the game, but the fact is that game was one-sided all the way. Lamar Jackson did whatever he wanted to, ran for 80 yards, threw for $189, threw for a couple of touchdowns. The Giants had no way to stop him as they fall to 5-10. Now, they still have an outside shot at still getting to the playoffs because the Washington football team right now, I see they're down 20-6. Sounds like they may lose that game. Barring something crazy against Carolina, Giants still somewhat, I can't believe I'm saying this, somewhat alive, but let's be honest, they're probably not going to win this division. Okay? They're 5-10, going up against the Cowboys, who have been playing pretty good football of late, even though the Cowboys aren't going anywhere either. Giants season, more than likely, is over, and their playoff chances pretty much went up in smoke the last couple of games against the Ravens, no-show there, against the Ravens today, and last week against the Browns, no-show against them as well. So, if the Giants are going to win this division, they're going to need a few things to happen. They're going to have to beat the Dallas Cowboys next week, that's obvious, and they will need the Washington football team to lose to the Philadelphia Eagles, who right now are mired in muck and going nowhere. That's the only way the Giants can get to the playoffs in a scenario next week. Win and get help and get Washington to lose. Otherwise, Dallas, believe it or not, could win this division if the Cowboys beat the Giants, and Washington should end up losing to the Eagles. Dallas could win the division. Or Washington, if they win, take care of business against the Eagles and get... Really, that's all they have to do is beat the Eagles. And at that point, it almost doesn't matter what the Giants-Cowboys game turns out, then the Washington football team win the NFC East. In other words, it is absolutely crazy. The chances of the Giants winning division, not very likely. Remember, like and subscribe right here to Sports Talk Nation on YouTube, and follow us online at OpenMicNJ on Twitter and Facebook.com/OpenMicProgram. We'll talk to you next time.